thanks for joining me. This segment, what I'd like to talk about is a few things: cascades, SPCs, small pond cascades as well, and some creeks. So there's a range of stuff. So we're going to jump from one to another with a bunch of little hints on how to decorate these and how to use these in your garden. So let's start with the cascade, the creek here. This one here, you would use in a garden, not necessarily a large landscape, because this is pretty small and you wouldn't put 20 of these typically together. Although I must say, one of my customers, my distributor in Australia, did exactly that with cascades and SPCs, and it turned out fantastic. I would never have done that, so congratulations to him. But so I would put that down, and then that would run into a pond or into some pebbles or whatever it may be that is your pond. You can then come along and grab another one, put this one on top. Now, a little hint, you don't do creeks in a straight line, they don't typically look that good. So the more you create them to meander like a natural little stream does, the more natural it looks in your garden. So this one you'll need on a little bit of a slope as well. So you wouldn't be using these on a real flat garden, but it can go this way, it can also go that way. Just overlap it enough so that front edge, if you sit it back like that, the water will wrap around, as water does, on the bottom edge, and then it'll run outside the other creek on the bottom. So always make sure you overhang it enough, and then when you turn it on, you've got to check it and keep checking it for a little while to make sure it is running where you want it. So they're two smaller creeks that we have. Next is let me just put these to the side. Okay, we have a large creek here. This creek here is like, I think, 11 feet long, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rock pools in it. And what you can use those for is you put marginal plants in that, and just like a natural marsh keeps a pond or a stream clean, this does the same for your pond. So it looks beautiful when you actually do that. So just keep that in mind if you want extra filtration other than, say, an external filter and UV filters, or if you get enough plants in this can be your complete filter, and it's a natural filter, so there's no chemicals needed. It's wonderful. Hey, I'm sweating a lot here. The reason I'm sweating here, it's about 40 degrees, another typical Dallas day, so none of this is actually hard work, it's just really, really hot. So 40 degrees, over 100 degrees Celsius, by the way, for you Americans. Okay, so now I'm going to jump over to, actually that's an SPC. Now, small pond cascade, same principle as what I just said here. You can put some plants in here, the water will come over here, it'll run through these plants, they'll act as a filter, and it looks good and it works really well. What I have here, this was a rock, excuse me once again, this was a rock that weighed about 2,200 pounds, okay? Now it is 20 kilos, 45 pounds. It's got 2 outlets here. It's just beautiful. The way the water runs down this is magnificent. This is an accent rock that I've had for a long time. I am going to recode it to include as to be a cascade as well, because I really want people to understand that's its strength, more so than just a feature rock, in my opinion. So we've got that. We jump onto cascades. This is a large, actually not a large, it's a UC4. So about 6 foot long, nearly 3 foot wide, and looks fantastic when you landscape this level. Okay, so I'm not level here, so let's bear with me. What you would do, you would put this at whatever height using rocks or posts or whatever you may have at home, and you want to create this. The higher you go, then the more waterfall, the more sound you get. So in this case, I'm just resting it on some rocks. I don't think that's the right rocks to put it on, but the cascades, the strength of these cascades is you can layer them. So you can come along, get the next size down, the number 3, and you can lay this on any place like that on this. Once again, you don't sort of do that looks fake. So you can stack that on, and then if you want to get some more height with that, just bear with me 1 second. you might use some rocks like this. We have building rocks and smaller accent rocks, and what you'll do is you'll place them, and when you place them upside down, that cut edge that we use, you won't see that because that'll go underneath the Cascade. So you put that like there, like that, put that like so. Now what you would have done is you would have screwed through that rock that I just turned upside down into the Cascade. Don't screw where the water runs. Screw where on the back edges of it, and then you can put this on, and then you can screw through this straight into those edges as well. And all you need to do is you've got to make sure you get it level, otherwise the water is just going to run to the lowest point. So you can play around by screwing these together. You could put a post at the back here, screw that to the post, and then the whole thing becomes a lot more structural than just resting on top like I've got. So like I said, there's smaller ones here. That's a UC1. That's a UC2. Okay, I've done some jobs where I'm setting up 6 to 8 of these all on top of each other, using building rocks and accent rocks in between, and it just looks magic, especially when you bring the plants and put them all close so they're overlapping the edges. It just is a really fun and easy landscape to do with these Cascades. So I am sweating like crazy in this place. So honestly, it is not hard. It's all lightweight. You can cut it with a knife. You can screw them together with stainless steel screws or decking screws, and you can make this into a water feature with all fittings, everything, in like 30 minutes, and have fun, by the way. So creeks, you can use those as filtration systems. Small creeks just to help on a little bank, creating a beautiful garden. So have fun with this. There's a lot to think about, but it's all made so it's really, really easy for you to use at your house. So thanks for joining me.